What's the other one I could say? Okay, I would say this is advice for all scales, right? Because like I don't want to necessarily give a technical advice because you could be like a really huge one. I would say do not assume that if you build it, they will come and watch. Do your social media homework. If you're going live on Facebook, don't just go live on that and expect that they're going to watch. Like if you know, you're doing a stream for Beyonce, make sure she shares that link on her page. Don't just be like, oh, we're live and that's it. Like all these people are just going to come flooding in. You need to tease it a week before, maybe a month before. You don't want to post way too much because you don't want people to just be like, oh my God, I'm not going to watch this. Right before you go live, if it's Beyonce, you want her to post a picture like just before she goes on. Really excited to do the thing. Here's our link. I feel like a lot of people get this talent and get this thing to do this webcast, and they spend all this cash, and they don't utilize their Twitter followers, Facebook followers, and everyone as an individual. And when it doesn't go well, they get a bad taste in their mouth and they go, well, we don't want to webcast anymore. And that hurts everybody.
They forget about that last step. They overlook the last step that's the most important.
It's so important. How are we going to get views? If you go live, people will not automatically watch.
I know. That's such a good point, dude. Everyone just expects, okay, we'll just go live.
Yeah, we'll have Katy Perry on the show and it'll be great. And people will see it. Well, did Katy Perry tease that she was going to be on the show? You're live now. Is she going to post a link?
Well, there are some really good vendors. Amp Live, you've heard of them?
Yes.
So what they'll do is they'll buy space on like rollingstone.com and like all over the place. And you'll say, hey, I want to reach 100,000 people. They'll say, okay, it's going to cost this much money. And they'll keep populating their real estate until you get to that number.
Well, it's also like it's not just the social media campaign and your host and your talent. It's also like try and tag things. Like if we're doing a podcast here, you would tag podcast. You would tag other things. What are some popular podcasts? Maybe tag those because someone's searching those. There's a game to the search queue thing too. It's not absolutely dire important, but like it's not this like no one will watch unless you tell them, no matter what.
Ben, number 2 for you.
Make it a two-way conversation, right? It's like TV
once you're
one way,
actually live.
Once you're live, like involve the viewer, like let them play along, like ask them questions, ask them what they want to see next, ask them what they want like Adele to sing next. Like you have that power to completely engage the user, and that user will then in turn watch for a longer time, which in turn will make the brands happier, which in turn will make everyone more money.
I want to make a point on what you just said. So Dancing with the Stars All Access, the Halloween show, right? The week prior, we asked everyone online, who do you want our host to dress up as? A cheerleader, a zombie, whatever. So we did a poll at the end of the show because it's an interactive show. We go, okay, and the winner is, and it was a tie between a cheerleader and a zombie. And then the fans were like, be a zombie cheerleader. So the next day, he was a cheerleader that was like a dead zombie cheerleader. So it's like, if you include that poll, everyone was like talking about it. They thought it was hilarious. They heard my vote. It was a tie, and they decided to be cool and combine it. It's like it only helps you, like even if it's not a webcast, like the proper network broadcast show. Like why can't they just see like and vote for who you want me to be? Like I don't know why you're not interacting with people. They hate the one-way thing. If they wanted that, they would watch a movie.
People are
that
social creatures.
Engagement will go far beyond the actual content because, like you're saying, people are talking the next day. They're not watching it the next day.
In person.
But they're talking
to
with their friend.
Mm-hmm.
And then the friend is like, oh, my goodness, I want to see that. And they're talking. And they're talking. And then engagement expands.
Yeah, don't forget if you're liking someone on Facebook.
Yeah.
That's then showing up on those feeds. Just because they're commenting and liking, that's already populated into more feeds, and it's a snowball effect.
Yeah.